Okay, everyone. Today I like to focus on generative AI using Adobe Firefly and Express. I'd like to say that generative AI uses machine learning algorithms to create new content based on patterns acquired from existing data. And this could be anything from text, images, video, or music. For us, it becomes a tool that transforms your ideas into visually engaging graphics with just a little guidance. The proper term for this is prompt engineering. So, Adobe Firefly, which I have up today, is a generative AI tool that specializes in creating visuals. With it, you can generate images, text, effects, vector art by inputting descriptive prompts. So, it really democratizes content creation by empowering just about anyone who needs to make customized visuals very quickly. Also know that other AI tools can help with that prompt engineering to refine inputs for specific projects. They can even help with brainstorming for a project if you're not sure really what you want to do. It can help just really refine that in your mind. So today I went ahead and typed in a prompt. I asked Copilot for a prompt so that Adobe Firefly could create a vibrant social media background with an abstract theme, and it gave me create an abstract digital artwork featuring dynamic swirling shapes in shades of teal, magenta, and gold. Add a sense of movement and depth with soft gradients and subtle glowing effects. The composition should exude a modern and futuristic vibe, perfect for visually striking Instagram posts. So I'm going to click generate here, and we're just going to wait and see what that comes up with. And that was quick. And that's actually kind of amazing because that second image, if you can see it right there, it kind of looks like what I have been using as the hero image, the banner on my portfolio. Kind of deep gouache watercolor type image, like a port acrylic. It's really interesting here. What you can do is change that. If you're not sure about it, we can see if I can generate more. There we go. And I'll just give you a little more information. The actual definition of prompt engineering is the skill of crafting detailed instructions that guide generative AI to produce high-quality outputs. So to be effective, what you want to do is be really descriptive about the subject, style, colors, mood, or composition of your desired creation. Instead of saying a landscape, you go with a serene mountain landscape sunset with vibrant orange and purple hues. And you can just keep generating and seeing what it comes up with if you're really not into that. You need to concentrate on using action words like design, illustrate, or compose. An example is typing in illustrate futuristic cityscape with flying cars. So I'm going to go over here and push synthwave as just another thing and see what it comes up with. Now, generate again, little blue button. You see how easy this is to just create things instantly. And if you know how long this would take artistically and how expensive it would be to create these images, I mean, those are kind of amazing. Just adding synthwave, how it changed it so much. We can go over and click layered paper here and see what that comes up with. Also, you want to experiment in this way with various styles by naming the artistic styles, techniques, inspiration. You can try create an abstract watercolor of a forest or generate a logo inspired by Art Deco. So those designs are beautiful. It really just gave it more dimension. It doesn't look like layered paper to me, but it has a lot more depth. So it's still getting us closer to where we might want to be, to looking more like a realistic artwork that you just took a digital camera, took a picture of, and then uploaded it. So I'm going to go over here and just click some more things to see, and we can experiment how that goes. So something I learned from UX design is just to keep iterating and keep refining your results like I'm doing now. And if they aren't perfect, you just alter the prompt a little and you can just try again. Remember that context is the key for developing intended results. You give the AI details about your project's use. So you need to think about first if you're creating visuals for social media, presentation, or a product label, and you just use that to guide AI because it really needs you to communicate what you want specifically. So you can use keywords like minimalistic, 3D, vibrant, anything that helps define the tone and style. And we're looking at these and they're just getting better and better as we're adding more layers. And you can take some of these away also. We can go and put hyper-realistic in with painting and see what it generates. So, oh, that's beautiful. These are just really gorgeous. So also, as we go into it, Adobe Express is a user-friendly app that complements Firefly by providing tools for graphic design and video editing. It's really great for creating anything from social media posts to presentations. And you can take those assets that you generated here in Firefly and actually integrate them, uploading them into your projects using Express. Or you can use the embedded Firefly functionality within Express to generate more imagery, alter existing graphics, or even make custom templates that no one else in the world will have. And we did cover that a little in a previous Express workshop when I asked it to generate a content monster template for social media. I'm sure you guys remember that. A recording of that can be seen on YouTube. So is there anything else anyone would like me to type in here to change this? We can type in a brand new prompt. Somebody give me something.
How to become a student organization at UTSA.
Can we see something less oh, okay.
I was teasing, don't do that.
No.
Something less abstract. Content monster, okay, that's tough.
Anything else? I'm doing this fast, so normally I take a lot more time.
Holding.
Give me a suggestion. Holding a what?
I have no clue. A wizard staff or something. A microphone.
Oh, that's good. So it really, really works very fast. Oh, look at that. That's actually really cute. I think it does things like that really well. The thing I found that it has a little trouble with like human hands, but you can either crop that or tweak it in Photoshop. But things like this that are really cartoon-like or, Pixar-like or really abstract things, it does really well with. So it's kind of impressive. There's a little floating microphone in that first one and the third one. But I think that last one is really cute. But you see how fast that is. So it's really impressive. And I think the technology is getting really better. When this was first up, they didn't have all these options for effects and adding reference images. Now you can even upload a drawing. And I apologize, I should have done that. You can draw a stick figure and upload it into this reference panel right here and upload the image. And it can generate according to your composition. So if you really want like a mountain on the right, and a tree on the left and a little person having a picnic in the center, you can upload that in really simplistic outline form and it'll give you that composition back, but in a realistic form using whatever effects that you have put in here. And so you can hit movements and look at all the options it gives you. And it didn't even have this not too long ago. It gives you options for black and white, different tones. It's really amazing. So there's less work to do afterward and post-production. You can just really manage it now, even photographic angles, which they did not have. It's so impressive, and I can't wait to see how it's going to keep growing, visual intensity strength. So art or photo, content type, you can even manage what size you want. It used to just give you squares, and now they've updated it to allow even widescreen for huge images. So I'm really impressed with this, but do you all have any questions?
I would like to know, how does Firefly do with text?
That actually, I would generate here. Let me go back here. You can do that in Express or in Firefly, but that is something here in Express that I've done a lot. That's actually probably easier. Let's just...
So like what you've done is it's made a photo with text in it?
You can actually generate text, and I've done some things. I did like all kinds of balloons and fabric textures on things. So you can see Express right now. Okay, so we go to text over on the left panel, and we add it up there. And here we have generate text effects on the lower left. And so you see, it gives you options if you can't think of anything, if you just want to play with stuff, but then you can also generate your own. There it goes. It's like populating it now to look like liquid mercury. But you can add in anything. I did it for a birthday party invitation, and I put a name and happy birthday, and it looked like the theme of the fabric runners for a fiesta. So it was really cool. But if you don't like it, you can just switch to another one and see how it populates a different style. And if you don't like that, you go over here to this generate more, and whichever one you clicked on, it will aim toward that, but different versions of that clicked on one. So if you switch to, hey, I think this one's better, and you generate more, it'll be more like that. Like you're telling it, you're getting close, but not quite there. It's like warmer, warmer, warmer. You're getting hotter, Okay, and then boom, you nailed it. That's the one. So you can use this and plug it into any size or project. You can move it around. You can make it bigger, smaller. You can use this little circle at the bottom to flip it around, put it in an angle, and you can always right click and copy and paste it into something else, or you can go over here to download, the top right corner, and you can choose anything from, any of these options to be able to save it for your own use and use it for a project later. Did that answer your question about the text?
It did. That is certainly a way to do it, and it does it perfectly. But I was more so comparing Firefly to a regular AI because, not every AI has Adobe Express, this kind of feature. So essentially, it's just to give some context, when AI photo generation first came out, it could not draw hands, it could not do text, it couldn't do any of that. And I was wondering, hey, because Sora, that is currently the world's best photo generating AI out there. It can do text perfectly, do hands perfectly. It's actually kind of creepy. But essentially, I was just wondering if Firefly also is advanced enough to do text perfectly. In an actual photo generation sense, not in the sense of how you used it.
What I have found is that it does generate text well, but sometimes the AI might give you misspellings or throw an extra word in there. It's a little unpredictable, and that's not just Firefly. It's a lot of the AI that does that. It isn't perfect. What I would recommend is doing your imagery and then separately coming in a program like Express or Photoshop or any of your preferred programs, and then add your text using this over on the left side. Add text manually, like there, and then just add into your image whatever you want, and placing it. And so it's perfect, and you can edit it. That would be really my recommendation, because you can just really do anything you want with that, and you have more control. So if you're looking for perfect, you need to actually do some work yourself. But because it takes so much time off of the making of the graphics, and because they're one of a kind, if you do want to save things, that's a big point. Save it. Don't let it go, because you will never see it again. You want to make sure you have it kept if you really love it, and you can always manipulate it later if you need to, or if you think you're not going to use it right now, but it's really cool. Just make sure you keep it. So the other thing they've added here in Express is, I just picked a random arrow out of this element, and we have generate similar. So you can use that as a reference image, and then do the same thing as Firefly, but right here, there are examples of bear climbing a tree in the forest, but you can just say arrow flying around, and you just see what it gives you. So I was saying, earlier to be more specific, and I generally am. I'm just doing this really quick for you guys, but its interpretation of flying. I just thought that would be interesting to figure out what it would think flying is, and it gives you these different options. So you can kind of go, okay, well, that's interesting. I kind of like that. It's like a paper airplane. So, but let's refine it some more and generate more with that. So being loose sometimes, if you're not sure what you want, can also be helpful, just to see what the AI thinks you're intending. And then look at there. So it's giving me different kind of images of what a flying arrow might look like. So that's pretty cool. So that might be something that I want to use in this, and you can erase your original image and then take that one and size it however you want along with your earlier text. What's really cool is take that and really create what you want and still be the creator and still have ownership of these rights. And I think what's really great about Adobe is that they're not stealing from other artists. Some of the other AIs really, they just scrub the entire internet. And there's some issues with potential copyright infringement and being able to claim this as your own work. And what is amazing about the Adobe system is that you really can use these even for commercial benefit, and nobody's going to come and sue you because they're actually using either copyright free or they're paying artists. They're using people who have agreed to use their art and creations and graphics to train the AI. So it's really safe. It protects artists. I know myself, I have my imagery up in a portfolio, and it scares me that something, literally a drawing that's one of my favorites. It was a finalist in a $50,000 art prize, and it took me a month to do with graphite, with pencil. And I'm thinking someday I'm going to see something just like it that somebody took 5 seconds to make with generative AI. So I really appreciate that Adobe is not going to be taking my image that I worked so hard on, that's actually a gigantic piece of paper, like taking up an entire dining table paper, and just using that for their own benefit. So I appreciate that they value artists. So that's my spiel on that. But do we have any other questions? None from Andrew in the chat? Okay. So I think I'm done then.
That was a good presentation. Round of applause.
Thank you.